the e-commerce industry in jeopardy already in Venezuela? Well, today we discuss.
Welcome to Venezuela Insider, the only place in Venezuela for expats, digital nomads, entrepreneurs, investors, travelers, and related internationals. For more information, venezuelainsider.com.
The e-commerce sector in Venezuela has grown significantly on the past 5 to 7 years. Now, it's something that's been very beneficial to small entrepreneurs, self-employees, and so on, that goes from selling goods, imported goods, or national produced goods on major e-commerce platforms within Venezuela, and even in some cases abroad, and also the proliferation of services like food delivery services that have created some decent jobs for the Venezuelan standards and have brought some prosperity to a significant cohort of people within Venezuela. However, there have been some hiccups, some speed bumps all over the way, and that's today what we're going to be discussing. And most of these hiccups comes, yet again, from the Venezuelan government. But still, apparently, they are looking a little bit more pragmatic than they used to be in the past. Let's start by the delivery services tax regulation. This is something that was proposed and actually just very close to be put into effect on the past month or so, that they were going to be taxing people that do delivery services, and they had to do a particular registration process. And it's going to be, first, it's going to create inflation on those particular services. Also, it's going to diminish the bottom line, the income of the particular people that work both on the delivery sector and also on the commerce sector. I'm talking restaurants that they only sell throughout delivery, and also companies that only sell their goods using internet without a physical location. Well, this tax was not handled very well by the users, especially small entrepreneurs and self-employed people from these particular platforms. So what they did, they just right from the get-go, they were not pleased, and actually the government took a step back and just retrieve any intention of taxing these particular both delivery services and e-commerce services. Also last year on the Venezuelan Congress was an e-commerce regulation proposed last year, and this particular project was completely rejected. Apparently, the Venezuelan government, they do whatever they want. However, they want the opinion, the word of this particular, let's say, cohort of empresarios working on this particular e-commerce sector, but it was rejected as well. So we are still from the same point. People are selling, I'm talking the small entrepreneurs and small self-employed people selling things online, imported products from China, some construction services, also kitchen cabinets, stuff like that. Auto parts, we have a bunch of auto parts, clothing and apparel, toys, you name it. Everything that you can sell online in Venezuela, there are some very specific websites and platforms that you can do so, and the regulation is not coming yet for them. Now, we have to talk about another issue, is the lack of trust that the people have on the government. The government is not very popular amongst Venezuela, especially on the private sector. However, they have implemented some strategies, basically removing communism totally from the economy. And right now, the country, of course, we have seen the results, around, let's say, 25 to 30% of GDP recovery after an 80% collapse. So take it where it's so. However, the situation economically is slightly improving. Regarding politics, that's a completely different discussion. But regarding economics, situation has slightly improved, and that affects positively the e-commerce sector, because right now they're having the opportunity to implement strategies that have worked in many countries all over the world, United States, Western Europe, but also other parts in Latin America, and also even Southeast Asia. and they are applying here to Venezuela, and they are working very greatly using applications, also using websites, and also this particular platform similar to eBay and so on that we have in Venezuela, and they have great results. And actually, I have the numbers here of the e-commerce growth in Venezuela since 2020, and year over year, since 2020, it rose to 1,200% on 2020. On 2021, it rose again over 2,000%. So imagine X and X and X and X. Then on 2022, it rose yet again 500%. And on 2023, of course, the rate diminished on 150%. So the e-commerce growth within the Venezuelan economy has been staggering, and we're poised to keep growing because, of course, now we have more of a supply of goods and services that can be commercialized within the internet amongst the Venezuelan population. And not only that, traditional businesses, the successful businesses that we have in Venezuela, that we do have successful private businesses besides the oil industry, have to clear that out, is that they also are applying their platforms and their business models and how they get things done and how they sell their services. Of course, they have their traditional branch intact as well. However, they have been adjusting and adapting their services for the e-commerce sector as well. And lastly, another excellent news regarding e-commerce in Venezuela is that the consumer behavior in Venezuela is actually very fit for the e-commerce dynamic, because the average Venezuelan is actually very savvy regarding fintech and payment methods, electronic payment methods, compared to actually other citizens in Latin America that mostly they handle cash on their local currency. Meanwhile, the Venezuelans have been on this learning curve in order to use digital applications, foreign currencies, cryptocurrencies, online platforms, and so on and so on. So the average Venezuelan is actually very savvy using these platforms, these electronic payment platforms and e-commerce platforms, compared to the average citizens in Latin America, and actually also in some places in Southeast Asia as well, even some places in Europe as well. So the situation regarding the e-commerce sector the future looks bright on the next 10 years or so. And of course, this is not just wishes that I have for the Venezuelan economy. We have real data pointing that out, but we will have to see on the next 5 to 10 years what is going to happen. But I presume that the e-commerce sector is going to continue to grow stronger on the Venezuelan economy.
Thank you for watching Venezuela Insider. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social media. If you want to work with us, VenezuelaInsider.com. Thanks again, and have a nice day.